The N-word is a word commonly heard in one's daily life. It's frequently used and spoken by many people of different age, ethnicity, and background. The word is controversial, sometimes even stricken to be a taboo. Some believing it shouldn't be spoken, some believing it should only be spoken by African Americans, others believing it's just a word and should be able to be spoken by anyone. In 1619, the root of the Latin word nigger, N-I-G-E-R, translating to the meaning black, inflicted a history of hardships no one prepared for.
The word is controversial because of its original meaning, of its background, of the way it came about with white people, colonizers, calling us niggers, then changing it to Negroes, and now niggas. They don't have the right to say that. Nobody has the right to say that. My name's Unique Diamond Lene Mitchell, and I'm 17.
A part of our history today because years and years people have been, black people have been saying it, and it's just been brought down from when they first heard the word, being called the word, and them changing it into their own word, and them trying to be more open towards the word, and instead of it harming them, they tried to get it and make it to their own, to where it would be a word that the black community could use to try to express themselves more instead of it harming them. My name's Naima, and I'm 17. Turn 18 in July.
In 1619, the word nigger, N-I-G-E-R, was respelled as negar, N-E-G-A-R, which was a term used to describe African slaves shipped to Virginian colonies.
I think the word is controversial because of its history and because people just use it like it's any other word, and that's not right. It should be a word used by, I guess you can say, historians or anybody who talks about certain things that has to do with the past, not by anybody who lives now, because they obviously didn't go through any of that to understand what the word means, what the word truly means, or what effect it has on a person. My name is Jorge Garcia, and I'm 17 years old.
1625, American English respelled the word as neger, N-E-G-E-R, and N-E-G-G-E-R.
To me, it's always had a negative connotation, but I assume that when people kind of say it, they kind of say it in a negative way, as if a put down, but often it's frequently used to refer to black males. My name is Bella, and I'm 17 years old.
I personally don't like being called a nigger because I honestly feel it's a disrespectful term. Whether you're black or another race, the term is still disrespectful. They used to call slaves niggers, all that stuff, so why would I want to be called a nigger? That don't make no sense. I feel like the word nigger is also a way of tearing someone down or calling someone a name. Nigga and ugly damn near mean the same thing. I think the word nigga is offensive, but people still use it. I can't control the whole world and what people say, but people use the word nigga so commonly that sometimes I look around and think is that in the dictionary now? I be trying to figure out, but my name is Najee Goodwin, and I am 18 years old.
In 1773, British redcoats used the word to taunt the army.
To me, the N-word was used in a very negative manner because whenever somebody was called that, they're usually referred to as somebody that's less than a human being, which is terrible, and it was just a racist word. You never refer to somebody else who wasn't of color as that because it was very offensive, and the meaning was gross. So, and then now it's used more as I wouldn't say friendly, but as a word that's more common, basically to get your attention, or calling you bruh, or anything else like that.
The spelling of N-E-G-E-R was replaced with negro, N-E-G-R-O, in 1806.
It's controversial because people assume if black people can say the N-word that they can say it as well, but they don't particularly understand that they're purposely trying to reclaim that word, and that they're saying it to kind of not modernize it, but to reclaim it and to take back that power that first made them powerless when that word was said to them. And it's so controversial because although people are educated by it, they don't understand the effects it can have. They might not have the negative intent, but the effects is also still negative.
In Western United States, 1800s through 1840s, N-I-G-G-U-R was created, used in a way that meant dude or guy.
The N-word means that you're like a buddy, a pal, a friend, like someone that you're close to and can like freely say.
In 1904, journalist Clifton Johnson documented the offense behind the word nigger. He emphasized that it was picked to be used in the South because it was more offensive than colored or Negro.
I think the word nigger is controversial because people have different meanings of it and different meanings of what it means to them. Like, black people call each other niggas because they feel that's how they greet someone or they feel comfortable saying the word. Other races have no relation to the word nigga. So I feel like the issue is like pressed so differently because other races can say, oh, it's just a word, you guys call each other it, but for black people, it's like we have that right to call each other a nigga if we want to. Like our ancestors were called niggas, all different types and versions of the word nigga, but other races weren't. So they don't have that right to just go around saying it.
I think the word is controversial because a lot of people feel like when they say the N-word, that it's not trying to be hurtful, it's not trying to be harmful towards the black race as a whole. But I feel like black people should still be the only ones that say it, and I feel like most black people try to put that point across that only black people should say the N-word, and like people kind of think it like it's a trend or it's in style, so it's okay, and I'm not saying it with the hard R or I'm not saying it offensively, so I should be able to say it. But I feel like if I come up to you and I politely ask you to not say the word, then you shouldn't say it if you're not black.
In 1909, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as NAACP, emphasized that the term colored wasn't offensive, it was outdated.
I don't care if you put an A on it or ER at the end of it. I don't really care. I just hear one thing. And have I used it? Yes. Will I continue to use it? More than likely. But I wish I didn't use it at all, and I feel disappointed in myself when I do, even when I'm talking to a group of African Americans.
The word nigga has become part of our history because back in the day when slavery slavery is common now, but it's not super common like it was back in the day. That's what they used to address slaves as, or not even just slaves, but black people in general. Like back when the Rosa Parks movement and the Malcolm X movement and the MLK movement, like the word nigga was always like thrown around back then. So it's not taught in schools, but the word did exist back in the day when all of this was happening to our race.
There's a clear driven separation between African Americans and white people, a series of movements to try to deflect a conflict that can never be completely erased from our history. Among these movements, to restrict the way that our social structure was built, there was a series of events. In 1954, there was desegregation of public schools. In 1955 was the murder of Emmett Till. In 1955, Montgomery bus boycott. 1957, the Little Rock Nine. In 1960, the Civil Rights Movement brought social change. In society, African Americans were now referred to as black, defined as a black-skinned American of African ancestry. Despite being brought down, scorned, and tormented, black people began to rise, upbringing themselves and taking the history of the N-word with them.
I'm comfortable saying the word nigga because I am black. And no one can take away the fact that I am black. No one can take away my ancestors' pain. No one can live that pain to get the right to say the word.
In 1967, Muhammad Ali was praised for his refusal to serve in the Vietnam War.
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor, hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. Well, I'm going to shoot them for what? How can I go shoot them? Them little poor little black people, little babies and children and women. How can I shoot them poor people? Just take me to jail.
In 1968, James Brown came out with the all-time song, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Black people claimed the N-word as their own. In 1970, African Americans were referred to as Afro-American due to popular hairstyle boom in 1960s through 70s.
Street knowledge.
In 1988, a popular hip-hop rap group named NAA Niggas with Attitude dropped the hit album Straight Outta Compton, using a total of 46 N-words in the song. 3 years later, they dropped a new album, Niggas for Life, going to the top of the charts with a total of 185 N-words. African Americans began to create music by, for, and about black people, creating hip-hop music culture.
The word nigga, for some reason, in all of its forms, has stood the test of time.
In the black community, we've appropriated that word in order to talk to our homies, talk to our friends. Oftentimes, like Russell said, talk to our own family members, right?
If we're friends, you could say it. And if we're friends and you're black, you could say the N-word to me. But if you like of a different race and you're not black, I'm gonna tell you like, hey, like don't call me that. And like matter of fact, just don't even say the word because I don't feel like you have the right to say it. But if we cool, you could call me it. Don't call me the one with the hard R, then we gonna be fighting. But we cool if you say it.
When somebody calls me the N-word, I don't really feel offended in any way. Like I said, it was part of my community and where I grew up, so I feel like it's just another word used as like bro or bruh, whatever. So that's the way I see it.
I personally feel like no one should use the word nigga, whether you're black, white, Mexican, any race. Like across the board, the word is offensive and shouldn't just be thrown around as if it's just any other word in the world. The word nigga has so much meaning behind it that if you feel like you want to say it, you need to do some research on the word.
Nigga has become a term that everyone feels okay using, no matter where it is, whether it's on the internet by trolls, whether it's in your face at school, whether it's using it to knock you down or to call you as a friend, but it shouldn't be used at all.
I think because of there's no reason for me to say it, there shouldn't be, and I also think that with the history and the negative connotations that's attached to it, and although, you know, it's been a long time, it's not enough time and not enough change has happened for that to not still stick around with the word.
Early 1990s, black people were referred to as African American.
Black people in America, it's a unique culture. It's not, you know, it's a unique situation. That word is a part of the black culture in America. Like, you got black people in Africa. My dad is from a country in Africa called Eritrea, and that word is not as prevalent in the culture of that country. That's the word that kind of exists in black culture in America.
I feel like niggas shouldn't be used at all. Definitely not. We shouldn't use it. Black people shouldn't use it. No one should use it. But if anyone's going to use it, it's a black person. No one else needs to say it. No one else has the right to say it. No one else. First of all, if I could go all day without cussing in front of my parents, without saying nigga in front of my parents, all 17 years of my life, what makes you think that you can say nigga when you're at school or wherever you're at, on the internet or not?
Americans continue to use the word nigger, often spelled N-I-G-G-A or N-I-G-G-A-H.
Y'all niggas, and you gonna be niggas forever, just like us, niggas. You're not niggas.
I feel like if you're not black and I ask you to not say the word, then please don't argue with me. If I feel like I don't want you to say it, then I don't see what the problem is, because at the end of the day, your ancestors weren't the ones that were being called the word in a harmful way, and we as a black community we had to heal ourselves, and that's why we changed the word. So instead of you trying to fit in or think it's cool to say it, just stop saying it, because like obviously I'm asking you for a reason. I'm not asking you to hear myself talk. I'm asking you for you to please stop saying this. So just be a little generous and not say it, and thank you. I appreciate you. Then we won't be fighting.
I don't think the word should be used at all. And I myself used to use it a lot. I don't plan on changing that. And that's it.
I do think black people are the only ones that can say the word nigga, because we're the only ones who know like the true meaning and where it came from. Like other races use it and don't even know what it means. They just think it's like another name for their friend, but it's really not. There's a deeper meaning to the word nigga.
Yes. Only black people can say nigga. Only black people were called niggas. Why do you feel the need to say it?
Well, in my opinion, I think that people besides black people who are trying to reclaim the word shouldn't have any reason to say it. And although people can be educated on it, they may still say it. And I really think that they should take a second look and try to think about why do they feel the need to say it, or why do you feel the need to say it, and to realize that the effect is more powerful than you think.